Hey guys, hi! We have completed with the for loop and the while loop in PHP. Now let's come to the last loop, which is the for each loop. Um, Very less people know about the for each loop, but it is a very important loop in PHP. So what this loop is all about, for each loop is only for arrays. These cannot be used in the normal with the normal variables. So for each loop is used only with the arrays. So what for each loop does, for each loop take the number of elements from the arrays by itself, and it eliminates the index of it, and it's a automatic process. It's unlike for loop and while loop, which needs the array index to fetch the values out of the array. It's not like that. It directly fetch the elements within the array. No need of count function, no need of any index value, no need of nothing. It just fetch the value, and it just discard the index of it. So let's try it with our code so that you'll come to know it in a better way. Let's save our file with the name. Let's go to C drive, XAMPP, htdocs, and teach. Let's save it with the name for each underscore loop.php and start code right away. Let's declare an array variable with the name array. Okay, now initialize the array variables with some names into it. We start with Tom, and now we copy the same. We put Mike here, we put Jason, and one more value, we put Jackie here. Okay, so now we have 4 elements in the array variable. Now let's see how for each loop can fetch it. The basic syntax of for each loop is like this. It's array name here, we use a keyword which is called as, and we declare a new variable right away, and we give it some name, that is row. Okay, we give a name row. So this is a basic format of for each loop. So here our array name is $name. So what it's supposed to do is it fetches the value from $name variable, and it stores in $row one by one. So that's the main purpose of for each loop. And what we can do inside the block of for each loop, we can manipulate these values, and we can print the same, we can append the things, and we can do anything with them. So let's print the things on the browser using for each loop. So we have to print $row here, not $name, because $name is a complete array, and we do not need to print any element from the array. What we are doing, we just fetching the elements within the array one by one and saving it in $row. Okay, so let's move on. It's echo $row, and let's put a break here. Okay, and let's check the result on the browser. I hope you have got something about the for each loop. So our file name is for each underscore loop.php. So you can see the result right away, that 4 elements has been printed without specifying any index value and without specifying any loop limitations or anything. Just for each loop, array name and a variable name. That's it. It fetches the values by itself, no matter how many variables within it. So let's try and add one more variable within it with the name Danny. Okay, let's print the same, and yes, you can see that a name has been added without without manipulating any of the other things. So no matter how many values within the array, for each loop determines the same, and it just keep on looping the things unless the array is empty. Okay, so um, let's try one more thing out here. Let's declare a variable within it, the first value as 1. Okay, now what we can do, we can print the variable here, and we can put a dash here, and we can put a comma here. So what we are doing, we are appending $I with $row. So it will probably tell us the number of values in the array. It will actually make it more readable. So let's check it on browser. We have 111, but it's 1 because we haven't incremented it. So let's increment the $I so that we have the proper result out there. I'm so sorry, that's not okay. So the problem is we have declared $I here, and that's why it is printing the value 1 again and again. So we need to declare the $I outside the for each loop. So let's test the result now, and we can see that the result is very good now because it's incrementing within the for each loop, and the result has been sorted out. So let's see what else we can do with the for each loop. We can declare a variable within it with the something as a class, and we can keep on actually we need to declare this variable outside the for each loop to maintain the proper result, and we can append some things right here, equals to $row, sorry, plus $row. So what it will do is it will append whatever within the $row will be to the class variable, and we can put some dash here to maintain the understandability. So let's see how it work out. Okay, echo $class. So we have an error round. It's like expecting a comma. It's like expecting a comma. So we have the following error. So what we can do, actually the problem is we do not use plus or comma to append the things in PHP. What we use is a dot operator. So we use here dot, so to append the things within this loop. So we have the result now. We have Tom, we have Mike, we have everything we needed. So the thing we have is uh, we have a value every time in $row. Okay, so $class have empty string in their very initial stage while it is being declared. Okay, so it will be appended with the values of the $row each time, and it will be appended till the loop doesn't terminate to its end. So I hope you have got the concept of for each loop. It's really a different one from the previous loops we used, but it's very important one also because it's not that complex. It is very easy to use. It doesn't matter about indexes. It has no limitations. It has no maximum or minimum things, just like in a for loop. It doesn't have any condition. It just have values, array values. So that's all for this tutorial. You can download the source code from my website phpbyfire.com. If you face any difficulty, first thing you should do is you develop on your own, so that you get the glimpse of what we are studying. If you face any problem, you can download the source code and use it right away. That's no issues. So thank you for watching. In the next tutorial, we'll be starting PHP functions, and we'll see what and how the functions are used. Thank you very much.